everybody. My name is Wes, and I'm here with my good friend Slowly Going. Today we are checking out the Gooner Gain argument by Miss Angel. I can't pronounce the rest of her YouTube channel name, but the Gooner Gain argument. If you guys do like our content, please like, comment, subscribe. I stream at places. Links are in the description. Follow my Twitter, whatever. Links are in the description. Hype up the video. Make my video pop up in the algorithm because it's like cool. Onto the video.
Bears.
The Gooner Gain argument, and yeah, pretty lady, ooh la la.
And modern discourse surrounding video games.
I am curious as to
especially
what they mean, though.
The focus is often shifted to depictions of women in
It's
games.
about
How female
depictions of
characters are
women.
designed and what has changed now when we compare them to designs from older games. If you are at all aware of conversations like these in online spaces like Twitter or YouTube, then you know that this is a conversation that gets very heated. I love
Twitter, trust.
I mean, I'd say for the change on the way women are designed in video games, well, back in the day, video gaming used to be a nerd thing to do, aka not cool, cringe, why would you do that, you nerd? And also on top of that, used to be a guy's thing to do. So, okay. People that make video games are nerds, and also guys. Oh, I think they know what guys like to look at. I think that's just a strange idea. But now, as of, I know it's going to get a little political, we get into the DEI era of games. We have a lot of women being interjected into games, and a lot of people that, I'd say identity police, people that get offended. Oh, why does that woman look so sexy, you filthy gooner? Yeah, you're trying to build something that ties in the entire market.
Sexy.
Yeah, men looking sexy and women-focused content. It makes sense. It's marketing. And I quote, sex sells. Not necessarily the action of, but hey, that's a beautiful woman. Yeah. I'm going to buy that product. It's a crazy theme that has worked time and time again. It is shown. But again, we look at games that have failed, like, what was that game that failed that was almost like Overwatch that Sony threw away? It's honestly, like, leaving my mind what it was called.
I don't fucking remember.
Either way, game that failed.
It was unmemorable.
It was totally designed around identity politics. Nobody liked it. But either way, back to the video.
I have weighed in on this topic myself several times, and this is something that I like discussing and giving my opinion on because I feel like not enough women in this space feel like they can be honest. And the reason for that is exactly what I just mentioned. The conversation gets heated very fast, all sorts of labels and mean words get thrown around.
This is true.
Most people want to deal with, understandably. Like,
I'm curious as to what side she's on. That's what I need to know.
I mean, she did just have
arguments that you will hear.
A few seconds ago, she just did have a video.
Let's hear her out.
Well, no, what I was gonna say, in this area of the screen, there was a video saying why I only play older games. Her video.
When you bring up the fact that there has been a very obvious change in how women are depicted in video games, is that you are wrong for criticizing it, and you just want female characters to fit into your hyper-femme fantasy of fuckability. This is a real comment that I got, by the way, on my World of Warcraft video where I talk about how Liadrin does not look like a blood elf, or how she doesn't really fit that specific, already well-established look that we've grown accustomed to for years. One thing that is said to me over and over again whenever I bring this up is that I just want to pander to gooners, and that unless video game characters look like porn stars, they're apparently not good enough for me. I find it so hypocritical and ironic that the people that accuse me of these sorts of things are the ones that are bringing this conversation into some very vulgar and sexual places. It is incredibly harmful to equate femininity to a term like fuckability. It's weird, and it suggests that presenting as more feminine is this thing that solely revolves around being more attractive to men, and that it cannot just be a thing where women express themselves in this way for the sake of expressing themselves in this way. I've already said this in my Why I Only Play Old Games video, where it's starting to feel a lot like femininity and the term in itself, especially in gaming, is becoming this like inherently evil vulgar thing. With comments like this, my point is proven. For some reason, calling for more feminine characters that aren't big, strong, muscular girl bosses or
That's the game.
That's the game, yeah. That's the game, yeah.
To asking for something really offensive and crass. Demonizing people for speaking about it is wrong. Pretending that being more drawn to conventionally attractive characters is anything but human nature.
There's a reason that's
wrong.
conventionally
And I do think there are
attractive.
definitely things that can be unhelpful in this discussion, like that one meme that somebody made with the character from Ghost of Yotai, where they added the really exaggerated chest and said, "This is made for gamers." But I see that and I don't personally take this seriously. I actually think that this is more than likely satire. It's a sort of a rage bait that people seem to fall for every time. I just know that Reddit had a field day with that one.
Rage bait is amazing. We should keep it a thing.
Oh sure, it's funny to watch the sidelines.
Characters. I did do a video about this very topic a while back. How do women really feel about them in games? So this is something that I actually talked to my mom about as well, but also just based on the comment section from that video, the thing that I've gathered is that what we really want are options. We want the option to be able to run around in a chainmail bikini or go full coverage plate armor, epic medieval knight style. You know,
she's so down with it though.
Right.
So right.
Girls do for their
I agree.
Warcraft characters. And I think that's super fair. And you know what game had options? The original Oblivion. Remember my video on censorship in the Oblivion remaster where I showed the changes in clothing and armor that were made to appear less feminine on the female body? The part about them making chests smaller, taking away the things from female bodies that we literally cannot help having in favor of that more androgynous look.
We love tits. Why would
we get rid of them? Women even like tits.
Especially the boob armor, because that didn't exist in real life and that doesn't make any sense. And you know what? That's a valid conversation to sit down and have, especially if you're going for a game with more historical accuracy in terms of things like armor, and that is something that I can totally get behind. But in taking certain options away, you do just that. You take away options. You see, in the original Oblivion, not every armor set changed on female characters. The steel armor set, for example, was the exact same on both genders. But if you really wanted that weird fantasy game look for female characters with the boob armor, you could have it as well. Sure, it's not practical.
I will say the boob armor does not look good. It looks like ass.
How about we don't mention the glass?
Yeah, it's not amazing.
But the armor change, along with all of the obvious changes to make chests smaller and less apparent or covered completely, told me everything that I needed to know. It sends the message that the female body is this bad thing that we should cover up. We shouldn't bring any attention to it, and the only valid female characters are the ones that are fully covered and look like they could take down any man with their bare hands. And look, there are times when that sort of thing can be really cool. I love a Brienne of Tarth moment. I think that she's such a cool character. No, she wasn't traditionally feminine, and yes, she was physically way stronger than the average woman and man, but there was a story to tell there. She was an interesting character who had this alternative take on femininity, and I didn't feel like she was that way just because. There was so much meaning there. But when every single character is made to be a sort of Brienne of Tarth, it loses its meaning. It stops being interesting and special. It gets boring. At that point, it does feel like it's being done specifically to send some kind of message. It's actually insanely ironic just how conservative the standards have gotten when it comes to female game characters, especially in things like the
we have nothing to say. She's just kind of yapping.
I got called a conservative for pointing it out.
I mean, this is all true. I mean, I've experienced this when I talked about games. Like, I'd be considered a gooner if I would, like, know that's gross.
If you will. But it wasn't. For me pointing out that there was nothing wrong with this, I got
like, I've explained why, like, some games have flopped, and it's because they didn't, you know, pander to the gamer, they pandered to the identity politics.
And say things like, I'm prostituting myself for views when I wear a lower cut top in the video.
Yeah.
Those are two sides of the
That's
same
not
coin.
prostituting.
Tone down female characters and then having visceral reactions when a studio makes a character in a more revealing outfit.
Oh my god!
Oh no, too much skin.
I might need to play Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals ain't bad. I played a couple hours of it.
Female characters. Again, easily forgettable, not a lot of effort put into their design. But even going away from like the revealing outfits conversation, I don't think that an appealing female character needs to have a super revealing outfit.
The game
the game that failed, I saw a video of somebody like going over the general characters' designs. It's like, if we just made the people look better in them, the designs themselves are kind of fire.
Yeah, like the ideas of them,
But
sure.
they just didn't.
No, they were absolute flops.
Yeah, like their general concept are nice. Yeah, no, like it failed. But,
Again,
like,
when
the
you try and
concept wasn't bad.
when you try and
character.
make everybody happy, nobody wants it.
Yeah.
That's the constant theme I see
understand that.
everywhere. When companies trying to make every single person that could possibly see their product happy, nobody ends up buying it and ends up flopping. Make a product, it'll find its audience. You don't make a product for an audience. You make a product to be found, and then the audience gets created around said product. But some companies can't grasp that concept.
Conversations is Jade from Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
She definitely has a more alternative take on femininity. She's more of a tomboy, shorter hair, unconventional color lipstick, but she sticks with you.
She looks
you
fun.
Remember her. It's a character that's appealing not because she's this really sexy, hyper-feminine being, but she clearly is a female character that was designed by a person who has a positive attitude towards women. And that really shines through. She is strong in ways that don't necessarily mean that she has to be super jacked and she can wield a warhammer, but she's smart and that's part of gameplay. You are encouraged to find ways other than physical fighting to progress, and she does a really good job with all of that. I've kind of gone from making female characters less sexualized to making them super bland. More and more I find that female characters are turning into background character number 4. And it is in part because we're on this really weird crusade against these elusive Gooners that seem to be ruining everything. I don't know why I should care that somebody, God forbid, is attracted to one of my favorite female characters. Like, that's none of my business really. It doesn't affect me that somebody's over there like drooling over a particular character. But I'm enjoying it because games are meant to be fun. Part of the fun are appealing game characters, because then you have cosplayers who take on the character and show their interpretation.
Ooh,
and cosplay's such a great thing.
I like the one that was up in the left corner. That one was so well done.
No, hold on, let's go back. I fucking like blacked out for a moment.
Okay, let's go back real quick.
Everybody, no matter your race, no matter what shape or size you are, no matter what your interpretation.
There we go. Oh, sorry guys. There we go. This one right here. That is awesome. I like that.
That's actually a fun
outfit.
I love that.
I would.
I do love I love Mrs. fucking like full plate armor here in bottom right.
Yeah, the split plate armor is cooler, but that one up in the corner, god damn. I would totally love to see a scene of my head being stomped out and blood being everywhere. That would so fit.
Okay.
Fucking kill me.
Okay, buddy.
No, seriously. Hey, it looks like that character would do that type of thing. No, massive detail. It's amazing.
Players who take on the character.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't argue with you there, though.
Interpretation of it. And cosplay is such a great thing in my opinion because it really is open to everybody, no matter your race, no matter what shape or size you are, no matter what your background is. I remember seeing this TikTok from a plus-size creator who was cosplaying a character from the anime One Piece. Don't quote me on that because I haven't watched One Piece, but I believe she was cosplaying Boa Hancock. Somebody in her comments said, well, actually, you look more like this character, and you probably should have done this cosplay instead.
That's rude to say. I do agree.
Anime. I haven't watched One Piece, so I'm not sure exactly who they were referring to, but I know that the character that they brought up.
But again, when you got somebody that's 350 trying to cosplay Misty from Pokemon, looks the other way. I can't say anything, but you can picture it.
You should cosplay Misty from Pokemon.
I would fit better than that. What I explained, for sure. I could pass off probably better with some makeup, professional makeup.
Is fat. The creator responded by saying, just because I'm plus size does not mean I always have to cosplay fat characters. And yeah, she is 100% right, because that's not what cosplay is. This idea that
I agree
characters
with that.
are somehow harmful and they're not for everybody
is
absurd.
is.
Deep down, all of us want to look good. For me, like, that's part of the appeal of cosplay, getting a character who's really attractive, dressing up as this character, and seeing myself in that character. Appealing game characters inspire people, no matter what they look like or who they are, to come up with something, their own interpretation. of said character. This whole thing of not appealing to someone's fantasy or the male fantasy in the long run is actually perpetuating an unhealthy attitude towards women. Not allowed to have attractive characters because the Gooners might like them. Blaming attractive female characters
that's an
because men are
insane
attractive.
argument.
Just think about that for one
Oh
second.
no, they're gonna
At
be
the end of the day,
attracted to
there
this.
is
We
a
can't
conversation
have
to be
it.
had here, absolutely, but the Gooner game argument is unproductive, unintelligent, and it does way more harm than good. There is this idea that women somehow cannot have this opinion that I'm expressing in this video, and that if we say these things, we're just pandering to somebody. Because how could I possibly form this original opinion without your permission? Video games are art, video game characters are art. It's also valid to criticize the art for very
so real.
obviously approaching female character design with this caution against the Gooners that in actual fact is creating a hostile attitude towards femininity. Whatever side of this argument you're on, you are entitled to your own opinion, you don't have to agree with me. One thing that I will stand very firmly on is that equating femininity, just the simple concept of femininity without sexual attraction, without all of that, equating it to something really vulgar and using terms like fuckability and Gooner game, especially when you're shown examples of something really tame and just like elements that women really cannot help having. When you use such harsh language to describe all of that, you are part of the problem. That's my take on the situation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, she does make some awesome content.
Games.
Angel Leah Tosh. I'll have the video link in the description. But yeah, something that I find interesting with like she's trying to like speak about like the tit size in video games, like not being able to control that for like real life women. I'd be curious, what is the middle ground for those weird people on Twitter like, oh hey, girls don't have those big boobs, and then in real life there's this Japanese lady that's got these massive boobs that made this anime. Yes, this is a thing. I'm just like overgeneralizing. Or you have these women that are extremely flat. Oh, you can't have that because like that's too childlike. But we also can't have fat tits because oh, that's so unrealistic even though it is real. Where's this middle ground where the Twitter freaks are okay and the anti-Gooner freaks are okay? Or is it just like so far past that like they're on opposite sides of the coin? I mean, there's you have femboys,
like average height, small tits, and just it's a femboy without a penis. That's the middle ground that they need.
That's the middle ground. That's a weird image, but okay. But still, people are weird. Either way, if you guys did like our little word vomit on this,
you enjoyed this.
No, it was a bunch of yapping and garbling. Either way, like, comment, subscribe, maybe. I stream in places, link in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.